and I drove his motorcycle very fast. Drove a big chop Pilot with a gang color jacket, and I ran down Citizens for laughs. He had an old lady named Petula who packed an automatic 45 gun. They had just come up from California where they'd shot 6 cops for fun. Jake, he thought it was the best there was, was down the interstate he saw, till the day he tangled with the county sheriff, who they all call 104. It was late on a Thursday evening, and Jake, he was feeling kinda mean, cause he'd just run out of his favorite drug, you know, the one called amphetamine. So we started up to Petula, and he said, say, baby, let's split. There's a little gas station on down the road that might be fun to hit. So they drove up to the station, and they both jumped off of Jake's ride. They were up to derision at Jake's decision as they both saw to the inside. The attendant, he was an old man, and you know he didn't think it very funny. When Petula pulled out that great big gun and said, honey, give me all your money. Well, the old man opened up the cash drawer, and Jake grabbed the money and ran. With Petula out the door to the big chop Pilot that was parked on the center kickstand. Then they headed out for the 4-lane, and they thought it was lots of fun. With Jake on his hog, with Petula the dog, with the automatic 45 gun. He thought it was the best there was down the interstate he saw, till the day he tangled with the county sheriff, who they all call 104. Didn't think it very humorous, and you know he didn't like to get sassed, cause just that morning he had a cup of coffee with a cop named Pendergrast. But the old man had a lot of sense, and he knew just exactly what to do. He dropped a dime in the phone till he got the dial tone, and he talked to operator 42. Operator 42, she was the best, and she gave out the description of Jake the maggot with the gang colors jacket and Petula with the 45 gun. Now it just so happens that Jake, he was headed for 522, where 104 was popped in the shade, thinking, baby, I'm waiting for you. Jake laughed and thought he had it made, but you should have seen the look in his eyes. When outside Monroe on 522, you know he got one hell of a surprise. Cause up ahead on the roadway, with a shotgun looking down the ball, was Sergeant Nichols with his finger on the trigger in the infamous 104. It was then the chase that it started, but Jake didn't think it very fun when it felt the blast at the spokes of his wheels from 104 shotgun. Chase got into full gear as they went over valley and rise. They were over ditches and barbed wire fences, and Jake kept hitting cow pies. Then just ahead on the I-5 junction where the back roads ended in a hump, Chase was over in a field of clover as Jake's back hit a stump. Yes, friends, there was Jake, or should I say what was left of him. He had landed head first in a birch tree and ruined his brand new gang colors jacket. But then you can look on the bright side, cause all they did to Petula was chafe a chapstick across 4 lanes of traffic. Sergeant Nichols got to the crash scene, and he thought it was lots of fun when 104 put in a call to number 851. He advised he was at the crash scene where Jake's bike had hit a stump. He had one in the tree and one in the road, had 2 people to beam up. Jake, he thought it was the best there was down the interstate he saw, till the day he tangled with the county sheriff, who they all call 104.
Night Dreams Talk Radio, After Dark, wants to give a big shout out to all the truckers that listen to our show. Night Dreams Talk Radio Network, brings you The World Paranormal News with James Creechbaum. Now, the latest news.
I'm James Creechbaum with the Paranormal and World Changes News. Full UFO disclosure in 2020 claims one activist. Disclosure activist claims that the U.S. government will reveal all on alien visitation next year. The group that he's with says they will raise public awareness, convene open congressional hearings, and incite the political media to appropriately cover the intended issues. Oddly shaped entities flying over the Pacific Ocean have been seen by the ISS live feed. Now, on December 26, 2019, the ISS live feed captured very strange, bright objects flying over the South Pacific Ocean, past Rio de Janeiro. What are these oddly shaped objects moving through the night sky? It looks like these anomalies are organic, energetic, rather than mechanical. Second pilot who chased Tic Tac UFO has come forward. The object, and as spoken, he said the object, it's as simple as that. The major reason the encounter was so baffling was that the object flew at about 50,000 feet before suddenly dropping in just to a few seconds to about 100 feet above sea level without making any sonic boom or expelling any exhaust plumes. No method of propulsion that was keeping it airborne, no wings, no heat, keeping it airborne aloft, he added. Also, Russia, they have a new weapon that can travel 27 times the speed of sound. The new intercontinental weapon that can fly 27 times the speed of sound became operational Friday. Russia's defense minister reported to President Vladimir Putin, bolstering the country's nuclear strike capability. Also, one UFO activist, in his opinion, much of what seems to us today to be fantastic, for example, flying saucers, which are considered by ufologists as UFOs, and most often by alien ships, anti-gravity technology, all this is already the reality. And such technologies are owned by the U.S. military. Next news break, top of the hour.
You're listening to Night Dreams Talk Radio After Dark with our host, Gary Anderson.
Well, I hope everybody had a great Christmas. I know I did. Well, this is 1 year and 43 years, going on 44 years of marriage. I didn't get any underwear. I am totally shocked, but they bought me tons and tons of candy. I'm not talking about maybe 1 or 2 pound boxes of candy. I'm talking almond roca, candy, all this stuff, and here they say, Gary, you need to lose some weight. But yet, what do? They buy me candy. Enough to last 6 months for the average person. But I'm like an alcoholic. You put any candy in front of me, you know what happens. It is gone. But you know what? I got some really cool other stuff. And I even got a T-shirt with an alien on it saying Night Dreams on it. So I am really excited. What did you guys get for Christmas? Why don't you send me an email and let me know? You can get a hold of me at nightdreamstalkradio@gmail.com. Hey, James, what did you get? Did you get a load of goodies, too?
No, I didn't get a load of goodies. I just got a little bit of cash, and that's about it. That's the best thing. That way, I get what I want and don't have to return anything.
Well, yeah, you can always be nice and return the money.
Well, yeah, that's true, too. But I always take them out to dinner for a nice dinner.
Oh, gee. Well, why don't you just send me the cash, and then you don't have to worry about it.
Well, maybe I'll just do that. Check's in the mail. Check's in the mail.
The check is in the mail. Okay. So, what else has been going on in your life the last couple days since we talked?
Well, it's been like 60 degrees every day, but tomorrow it's going to be like 30, maybe ice and snow, which is another shocker from 60. But that's the weather here. It's crazy.
Oh, yeah. Here, too, it's just been cold, and guess what? Wet and cold.
That's part of the Northwest, I reckon. You got to deal with it, buddy.
Oh, yeah. So anything, you got a story on UFOs you can tell us real quick?
I've got a lot.
Why don't you do one before we start the wacky news?
Yeah, I got some stories. Now, UFOs, I'll be honest with you, within the last week or so, they've kind of slowed down a little bit. However, I always get something come popping up. Let me see if I can find it here real quick. I just had it. Oh, there was some UFOs that were sighted over Arkansas. I can't find a story, but I remember reading it. But there was all kind of lights in the Arkansas mountains, and there was a video of that too. It looked very intriguing because here's the thing with these lights, these UFO sightings. It was in the middle of nowhere, and again, there was no sound. There was erratic movement. So I thought that was very intriguing about that. The video, and again, like that one video I just reported on, there was no sonic booms, no noise at all. So that was a recent one, and that was in Arkansas.
Interesting. Well, one thing tonight, our guest is Timothy Cullen. Now, he's going to be back on. He's been on the show 4 other times, and every time he's on, we get a little bit more from him. But tonight, we're going to actually regress him back to the day he saw that UFO, and we're going to try to get more information out of Timothy Cullen. By the way, he was the number 9th implant removal from the late Dr.Roger Leir and his team. Now, Timothy Cullen was a hard-working cement contractor from Yuma, Colorado. He raised 3 children and his wife with 3 daughters. One of them happens to actually be a medical doctor. So it's going to be rather interesting, talking to Timothy Cullen tonight about his implant removal and maybe possible that maybe he was re-implanted. And we're going to find that out tonight on Night Dreams Talk Radio.
Yeah, you know what? I think it's a high possibility that he could have been re-implanted. And, we don't know. Maybe they put a couple implants in. Maybe they have a backup system. We don't know. I do know that several times when he's been on, we've had a few buzzwords in the middle of a sentence where we're getting to talk about something, and we break up. His phone has broke up, no matter what phone line he's using.
Well, let's see if that solved the problem. He went out and got a new phone. So let's see if that solves the problem. It's funny because when we get certain guests on and we talk about certain subjects, that's when the phone lines go crazy or Skype drops out or their lines go crazy. With Timothy Cullen, it's crazy because he has a landline, never has a problem, according to Timothy. But when we bring him on and we start talking about his implant removal, it goes crazy. His cell phone, again, he says he never has problems, but gets on the show. Guess what? Same thing. It's like somebody out there doesn't want him to talk about his implant removal.
It's exactly what it seems like, doesn't it? It's got me thinking because, again, he's tried different phone lines, and it's always that same subject, usually about implants. It makes me wonder if somebody has an implant, can they monitor what you're saying, and can they control what you say or what other people hear? Maybe
it's the DOD.
It could be. I mean, who knows?
It's a good possibility. You know what? If a person like Timothy could be on that list that the DOD has. So, they scramble, when he talks about UFOs and abductions and all that stuff. When he talked about his wife's grandfather, was on the Titanic. We talked about that one time, about, all the people that drowned, the lifeboats and what was going on when the ship was sinking from when his grandfather was a survivor of the Titanic. Never had a problem. But soon as we went from that into abductions and UFOs and implants, it did it. By the way, there's some shows out there that says, hey, we are like the number 1 show talking about UFOs. I don't know what they've been drinking, but I